Here are the trends I think you should try as a fuller bust woman. You guys seem to really like the last fuller bust video, so I thought I'd bring you another one. And I kind of touched on this on the last video, but dressing for your bust goes beyond just dressing your top half and kind of extends into your bottom half as well. So that's kind of what I wanted to touch on in this video, whilst telling you the trends I think that you should try for 2024. In my last video, I mentioned volume on the top and volume on the bottom. And luckily for us, 2024 is all about experimenting with volume, shape, and length. And a great way to do this is with puffball skirts. I personally have been loving puffball skirts as of recent. I wore my puffball dress as a skirt quite a lot near the end of last year. Can't believe it's 2024 already, that's kind of weird. And the reason I really like this trend is because if you have volume at the top, you kind of want to create balance, and adding volume to the bottom helps you do that. And it's also just fun to play around with different shape and dimensions through like the puffball skirt, through baggy jeans as well is a really good way to add volume to your bottom half. But I just really like the fact that 2024 is about experimenting with those different shapes, with volume in different ways. And I think puffball skirts, baggy jeans are a great way to do this. Obviously, we've already seen that skinny jeans and slimmer jeans are coming in, but I don't think that would make baggier jeans redundant. I think we're still going to be seeing them throughout 2024. I especially want to try out the puffball skirts during the summertime. I think with like a nice little vest, that would look very cute and just very nice, and just something that's a little bit different from your normal shorts and a tank top vibe. As I mentioned with the wide leg jeans, I don't think it has to be wide leg jeans in particular. I think you could also do it with wide leg trousers, and let's say something that's especially fitted on the waist, so then you have the material almost fall nicely, but then you still have the waist area which is cinched in to not take away from your shape completely. And I saw someone try on a pair of Free People jeans that were so beautiful. They were really wide leg, but they were cinched on the hips, and they just felt really nicely. And I think it's a great way to add volume without overwhelming yourself and kind of creating an overall bigger silhouette, because you don't want something that's going to be big on the top and you super big on the bottom and not have any like waist definition. So I think a wide leg jean or trouser that's fitted on the waist or on the hips, wherever it may fall on you, gives you that definition around the torso and the body, but then also gives you the volume at the bottom, which creates overall balance. So I definitely think this is a fun trend to play around with. I personally like a boot cut, so I think that's almost not the same, but more volume at the bottom rather than throughout the leg. And I do like a straight leg for that reason, just volume throughout the leg. Jeans are a great way to have fun and experiment with your fashion style, because they always are in style. Like denim will never go out of style, so it's just nice to have a varied amount of options to play around with, to try different things with. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Chidera and I do fashion related content. So if you like everything you've seen so far, then don't forget to like and subscribe. And then I've also been seeing mention of the 60s being back. And one thing I particularly like about this for fuller bust is the drop waist. Like I said, if you have volume on the top and you have volume on the bottom, you still want to create separation from your stomach area or your waist area, from your hips and from your bust, so everything appears as separate. And I think the drop waist is very flattering in that respect, because you have like your bust and then you have a long stream of torso where it would appear to be torso, and then you have the skirt that just flares out a little bit. And one thing I especially like about drop waist is an A-line skirt, because A-line skirts, they add volume and dimension to your bottom half, but they don't overdo it. Like it's not a puffball skirt where it's an obvious amount of volume that's been added. It's just a subtle, nice detail that just flares out of the hips and just makes you seem fuller on your bottom half. So I really like that fact, and I would suggest playing around with that, having fun with it. Even A-line skirts in and of themselves, just that separation I think is really flattering and really nice. So I would definitely say A-line skirts for 2024 would be something that I personally want to experiment with, and something that I think that you guys should experiment with as well. I think even if you're not fuller bust, an A-line silhouette and a drop waist silhouette is going to be flattering overall, and especially if you have a short torso like myself, because I'm always looking for ways to elongate my torso and make it seem obviously longer than it actually is, to create a more balanced frame for myself and then just a more balanced and proportioned look look overall. Next, I wanted to talk about low rise. If you have been an avid watcher of my channel, then you will know that I love a pair of low rise jeans, low rise trousers, whatever it may be. I love a low rise silhouette. And personally for me, it's because I have a shorter torso. So a low rise on me kind of sits more like a mid rise would sit on, I guess, the average person. So for that reason, I really like it. In every single outfit, I think the aim is to create balance and to create an overall appearance that flatters you. So for me, that creates separation and elongates my torso. If you have a longer torso, then I guess a high rise would be better for you. But if you have a short torso like me, then a low rise pair is something that you should try. And I don't think you should be scared to try low rise jeans. I know that a lot of people are because, you know, it can be a little bit risky, but if your torso is shorter, then it's not going to be as risky as the 2000s kind of low rise. It's going to sit on you like a nice pair of jeans, just on like your stomach line, which I think is the most comfortable place for a pair of jeans to sit on. And it's very flattering in my opinion as well. So I am excited for low rise. I've been wearing low rise anyway, but I'm excited to just continue with it, to try it with different things and just go further with it essentially. And I think if you haven't tried low rise, regardless of age, size, then I would say try a pair of low rise jeans or trousers, especially if you have a shorter torso. Next, I want to talk about elevated basics. 2024 is meant to be the year of simple, clean, 90s kind of fashion, but I think it's going to be done in a different way. Elevated basics are a nice way to play with the simple styles. As you've seen, I have my ruched white t-shirt, which it just adds a little bit of texture, makes it more interesting. And I think something like that can enable you to play with shapes and kind of flatter your silhouette in a different way, whether it be a slashed neckline or a one shoulder. It kind of draws attention away from the bust, which ultimately is the goal here. And I think it's a nice, fun way to just dress your body, because I think when you have a fuller bust figure, fashion doesn't have to be boring, or you shouldn't be able to experiment and try with different fun things. You should still be able to do that. And I think elevated basics are a great way to do so. So that could be one shoulder tops. Again, it could be slashed necklines. It could be asymmetric tops. It could be ruched tops. It could be draping, whatever it may be. I think this is the year to have fun with the simpler items and just pairing them with different things. But elevated basics are a great way to go. I'm definitely looking to DIY more ruched top. I have this picture that I've seen on Pinterest, I think it was, that is this top that's extremely ruched, and I think that would be such a flattering texture on the body in general, regardless of your silhouette. So that is something that I am definitely wanting to try this year, and something that I would suggest that if you are looking to do easy DIYs, then you could do this as well with just a few safety pins. Maybe you could sew it as well if you have that skill, but in general I think it's just a really nice top that I definitely want to try, and I've seen quite a few on Pinterest that I think are quite cool in general as well. Lastly, statement earrings. I've been noticing people getting into statement jewelry quite a lot this year, and particularly earrings. And I think earrings are the best way to go because they're easier to wear and easier to accessorize an outfit with. Like, it's less invasive than a necklace, for example. And one thing I like about statement earrings on a fuller bust silhouette, like I said, lower necklines are a very flattering type of top on a fuller bust lady. And when you wear statement earrings, for example, if I wore earrings that were dangly, they would kind of hang around my collarbone, and I think it just draws a nice amount of attention to this area. And I think that area, having this area exposed, is overall flattering as well. So I would say invest in some statement earrings, not even expensive ones, but in general, just different statement earrings, whether they be large studs or dangly earrings. I think those will be fun to play around with this year, and they're just nice to pair with a lower neckline as well. Just having this area exposed, I think, just looks so good. So definitely experiment with these different trends in this year. And I think what's great about experimenting with trends is that you're not going to feel out of place, because it is a trend that most people will be participating in. So you're not going to stick out when you experiment with them. So just have fun with fashion this year and let me know how it goes. Those were all the trends that I wanted to share with you that I think that you should try as a fuller bust woman. Most of them are very flattering and they just dress the body nicely. I hope you guys found this video enjoyable, and if you did, then don't forget to like, subscribe and comment for more from me, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Goodbye and God bless.